Hi, welcome to another IELTS writing video. This video is a follow-up to a contest that I held at my blog, IELTS.com, and in that contest I shared an essay that had some blanks, and students were asked to suggest a word or words that could fill in the blanks and complete the essay. So we're going to look at the essay now. I'm going to share the original wording, and we'll talk a little bit about the wordings that students suggested and whether or not those would be viable options. So first I'll go through the essay and how I had it written originally, and then we will go to the blog and look at some of the suggestions that you made. So let's look at the essay together. Now the essay question read, does living with a pet enhance a person's life? And personally, I love these sorts of questions. I find them the most straightforward. You're asked to share an opinion. We don't have to discuss anything. We don't have to look at other people's opinions. So this is a very straightforward argument essay, and thus argument essay question, and thus we're going to respond with an argument essay structure. So from the beginning, the essay reads, a practice that has spanned across all cultures and countries throughout history is the domestication of animals. Okay, then blank, living with a pet is a very common occurrence. Okay, one thing to notice here is that this blank is followed by a comma, so you are going to include some sort of time clause, likely here, to fill in this spot. So in the original essay, I had the wording today. So today, comma, living with a pet is a very common occurrence. You could have substituted for perhaps nowadays, or in the present day, or these days, or some sort of time clause just referring to the present. Okay. It is argued that several benefits derive from living with animals. So as you know, this is our thesis. That is the position that we're taking on this essay question. This will be proven by looking at the manner in which animals both provide companionship to the lonely and teach the importance of responsibility to children. Okay, first supporting paragraph. Firstly, living with animals provides companionship to people who are lonely and blank catalyzes healthful results. Okay, now, so what catalyzes healthful results? Well, we're talking about the companionship that animals provide to people. So we need a word, some sort of cohesive phrase that can link us back to this. So, and that is the word actually, this. This catalyzes healthful results. Okay, so we were just looking for a bit of cohesion here. I think that most students actually participated wrote this, so good for you. We'll look at your comments in a second, as I mentioned before. For example, a study in the US revealed that widowed cat or dog owners tended to live longer than other widowed people living without pets. And that example I made up completely, came right out of my head. I assume that's true, but I have no idea. It was just something I made up. And I'll just share a moment here. In your exam, your examiner is not going to go rushing to the internet and check to make sure that your examples are correct. They just want to see that you can use evidence and you can make reference to it. And of course, if you make some sort of completely outlandish claim, then I mean that might get you into trouble. You might maybe lose a few marks. But if it's something sort of like what I've shared here, you should be all right. As this example shows, the link between pet ownership and longevity can be seen. Thus, it is clear that living with a pet enhances a person's life. Okay, I really like these sorts of phrases, ones that use the link between 1 and 2, so pet ownership and longevity, can be seen. I think it's a very logical way to kind of progress into your conclusion. So you kind of share an example, and then you say, okay, so this example shows that A leads to B, and then because of that, then we can conclude C. So thus it's clear that living with a pet enhances a person's life. So I suggest that for all of you out there looking to better your writing, try committing these sorts of phrases to memory, and try using them in your own essays, and then at some point you'll be able to elaborate on them and create more complex sentence structures using them. Second supporting paragraph. In addition to the above, children who live with pets learn how to be responsible at a very young age. For example, my nephew spent the first 15 years of his life caring for a family dog. Blank taught him the importance of maintaining routine, and I feel this pushed him to develop the healthy study regimen that resulted in his acceptance to a good university. Okay, now I'm sure a lot of people went with this, which is fine, because this would be a cohesive word that would link us back to the example, so that's fine. But the original wording that I put in there was such an experience. Such an experience taught him blah blah blah. Okay, I could have put this experience, or I could have put maybe this life lesson, something like that, or life lessons such as this taught him, these sorts of phrases, just really making reference to the sentence that comes before it. Okay, so if you're kind of looking to vary your vocabulary a little bit, try using things like such an, which can at times take the place of the word this. Such an experience taught him the importance of maintaining routine, and I feel this pushed him to develop the healthy study regimen that resulted in his acceptance to a good university. Therefore, living with animals can fortify a person's ability to act responsibly. Following this look, it can be concluded that pet ownership can simultaneously discourage loneliness and encourage maturity. The positive nature of blank makes it clear that living with an animal enhances a person's life. Okay, and now again, I think some people could have correctly put the word this again, the positive nature of this. So we're just making reference to the sentence prior and to the ideas brought up prior. Makes it clear that, but the original wording I had here was these benefits. So the positive nature of these benefits make it clear that living with an animal enhances a person's life. But you could have changed this maybe to these outcomes. Okay, because we're talking about pet ownership discourages loneliness and encourages maturity. So we could say these outcomes, or maybe we refer to them as these ramifications. The positive nature of these ramifications makes it clear that living with an animal enhances a person's life. All these phrases are just ways to link the sentences together, get everything in the essay sort of working together as a team and sticking to sort of a central theme. Okay, this is our restatement of thesis, the sentence right here. It reinforces the main idea of the essay and the argument and position we have made regarding our essay question. It is hoped more people choose pets as a part of their lifestyle. Okay, that is the essay. Those are the 4 original words that I had in the essay, but as you can see, several areas that can be varied. So let's go to some of your comments, and we'll look to see whether they would be viable in this essay or not. Now, as part of the post, I shared this New Yorker cartoon that had me stumped. I can't seem to find out. I can't seem to deduce what the humor is here. So here we have 3 lions, and they're performing Hamlet. The caption says, "To be honest, I'm getting tired of staging Hamlet." And I asked students all over the world to please come up with an explanation for why this is funny, because I have no idea, and to this day I do not have any idea, and I don't think any viable explanation was suggested yet. So if you think you know why this is funny, please don't be shy. Put a comment down below in this YouTube video, and let me know. Okay, now let's get to some of the students. and their ideas. I'm going to try to zoom in here, so just bear with me a second. Now I hope that you can see that. Okay, so the first suggestion was given by Bridgel. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And I'm just going to pull up a copy of the essay in front of me here, but you won't see it on the screen. It's just as on my phone here, so that I can just double check these suggestions. Okay, so now Bridgel suggested human or person for number 1. Now that wouldn't work, because if you go back to the essay, do you remember I pointed out that there's a comma there? So it wouldn't sound right. You wouldn't say human, comma, living with pets is a very common occurrence. That wouldn't work there. So that would be incorrect. So number 2, her suggestion was secondly, and the sentence read, firstly, living with animals provides companionship to people who are lonely, and blank catalyzes healthful results. And secondly, catalyzes healthful results. I guess, yeah, we could say that could work. Yep, we'll say that would be an okay suggestion. Yep, so firstly, it provides companionship, and then secondly, it catalyzes healthful results. Yeah, I mean, the link might not be completely clear there, because you're kind of separating the two into two completely different things. So this is first and this is second. But I guess we could say that would work. Her suggestion for number 3 is those years. So the sentence read, blank, taught him the importance of maintaining routine, and I feel this pushed him to develop. So those years taught him the importance of maintaining routine. Yep, that would work. And number 4, this discussion. The sentence reads, the positive nature of makes it clear that living with an animal enhances a person's life. And this discussion would work fine. So well done, Bridgel. Thank you for those. Okay, Shreyas. Again, I hope I pronounced that correctly. Number 1, children. Unfortunately, that would not work. If you remember, we had that comma thing. And then number 2, and blank catalyzes, and pet catalyzes. I'm sorry, no, that wouldn't work either. Number 3, 15 years, okay, and then we had blank, taught him the importance of maintaining routine. Yeah, but a better word would be this, or, yeah, it is just a little bit, just a tiny bit awkward. I mean, this would be a better link. It would just make things flow a little bit better there. Sorry, I'm not articulating that very, very clearly, but if you go back and read through it again, I think you'd agree. Number 4, the positive nature of blank makes it clear that, so the positive nature of domestication, I don't think so. That's just kind of too broad. We got to bring it in a little bit and either talk about that it's the discussion that we had earlier, or that it's the benefits that we pointed out in this essay, or the outcomes, the ramifications. So I don't think that would be specific enough. Okay, so number 4 would be incorrect. Okay, and Bridgel, I think, did a double post here. Now, Jonathan. Okay, Jonathan, good work. Number 1, nowadays, in today's world, that's fine. Number 2, it, like I was pointing out before, this would probably be a better word there. Number 3, this, okay, that works fine. Number 4, the positive nature of a pet makes it clear that living with an animal. Okay, yep, we'll say that could work. Okay, good for you, Jonathan, thank you. Cynthia, number 1, however, living with a pet is a very common... Nope, it would not be that, because if you look at the 2 sentences again, so the background sentence and the detailed background sentence, they're not giving contradicting information. They're not showing something that, is... there's not a change in tone or anything. So, however, I don't think that would be a valid suggestion there. Number 2, and okay, so firstly, living with animals provides companionship to people who are lonely, and it catalyzes... Nope. Like I was pointing out before, just kind of awkward. You'd probably want to use the word this. This taught him, okay, that's fine. And number 4, domestication, no. But thank you for that, Cynthia. Priya, Shantu, people or person, no, I'm sorry, that wouldn't work. Number 2, those are, no, because we have the verb catalyzes, so if you couple are and catalyzes, it wouldn't sound right. Number 3, parents are taught him. Again, I don't know why you're using the verb are. We have taught already, so we don't need another verb, kind of mashed into that sentence. So number 3, no. And number 4, the positive nature of human makes it clear. I'm sorry, Priya, that wouldn't work either there. But thanks for suggesting those. Okay, Matthew, however, no, like we said before, it, no, this, yes, and pet ownership. So the positive nature of pet ownership makes it clear. Good, thank you. Good suggestion there with pet ownership. Thanks, Matthew. Christina, society, unfortunately not, because we have that little comma there, so it would make it awkward. Number 2, also, and also, okay, let me just read the sentence again. Firstly, living with animals provides companionship to people who are lonely, and also yeah, I suppose so. I'll just, point out that there's a comma before and, so we would have to have something, taking on kind of a subject role there. So with also, it would make it slightly grammatically incorrect. Probably not the best suggestion. Number 3, it. I don't think anybody suggested it for that. Yeah, again, just kind of awkward. You probably want to go with this. Number 4, domestication of animals. So the positive nature of domestication, no, you could say the positive nature of domesticating animals, I suppose, but not the way it's written here, sorry. So domesticating animals would work, but not domestication of animals. Okay, thanks, Christina, and I think it's a double post there, okay. Sushama, however, no, it, no, it, no. Pets, the positive nature of pets. Yeah, although I just go back, I think, Michael's suggestion up here, sorry, Matthew's suggestion of pet ownership would work better. But thanks for those, Sushama. I'd probably say that pets would be not the best way to word that section there. Because we're not just talking about pets, we're actually talking about, owning a pet or living with a pet. So thanks for that, though. Okay, Ziyalhuda. However, no, like we said. Secondly, yep, it could work, like we were mentioning before. This span of time taught him the importance of maintaining routine. Okay, that sounds all right. Domestication, no, too broad. Thanks for that, Ziyalhuda. Okay, Mary. However, no. Secondly, yes. Now let's check your other ones here. And carefully catalyzes healthful results. Only, not carefully, no. Sharely. I'm going to say, actually, I'm going to have to get my dictionary out here. Sharely. I'm not sure if that's even a word. Let's check. Sharely. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I'm sorry, that's not a word. Number 3, thus taught him, no. Maybe this, but not thus. Actually taught him the importance, nope. I mean, we would need some sort of subject in the sentence, so we couldn't just do it with actually. Domestication, no. But thank you for that, Mary. Ning, obviously. Obviously, living with a pet is a very common occurrence. No, because that's not obvious. We're kind of stating something that, is not something that everybody knows. So that wouldn't work there. Secondly, okay, like we said before, that should work. Number 3, through taught him the importance. No, we need a subject. Number 4, above. The positive nature of above. I know what you're trying to do here. You probably meant the above, like THE space above, and that would work. So the positive nature of the above makes it clear that living with an animal. Okay, Ning, that would work if you were to have the above in there. Okay, and thanks for that suggestion. Ning had also, I think we talked about that word before. Okay, and Frisky is something that's unrelated. I'll get back to you later, Frisky. Tonya, my answers are as follows. However, no, therefore, number 2. And therefore, okay, firstly, living with animals provides companionship to people who are lonely, and therefore catalyzes healthful results. But as you remember before, so we have a comma after lonely, so we need something to act as kind of a subject here. And if you just had therefore, it wouldn't do that. Number 3, this taught him. Okay, fine. And number 4, man, the nature of No, that wouldn't work. Man, that's not what we're trying to talk about here. Okay, so I hope that video was helpful, guys, and that it helped brainstorm a few new words for you. Thanks very much for everybody that got involved and shared a few suggestions. And I hope the lesson was helpful. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.